Bonsoir, Anne-Marie. Oh, ben, ça va, Jean?
Oh, love Geneva, anyway.
I didn't believe she was. I could have told you, my dear. He's been philandering for 20 years.
We met at Lord Ashton's somewhere.
Alan, this is for you.
She's more beautiful every day.
Wouldn't you like something, Francois?
Listen, I'm going to Capri. You want to go with me? A strange assortment.
Be careful.
It's better than that. Oh, when I was in Japan, I learned to love her.
She's gaining weight.
Ah, Andrew. I was in Italy 2 years ago.
Yes,
but
tomorrow.
I never got to Ventura.
Perfectly beautiful.
Darling, is something wrong?
It's the music.
Maybe we should get a little closer.
Plays so gorgeously.
Thank you.
Good night,
Good night.
Sandra, dear. I'll see you in America. Sandra, darling, it was a
Don't worry, I won't forget. So glad to see you.
Good night.
Goodbye, and thank you very much. Wonderful.
Glad you enjoyed.
I'm dead.
Oh, Lord, so am I.
Was it worth it?
Can't stand on my feet.
Will you hurry and straighten up? We're leaving first thing in the morning.
I think it went very well. Everyone seemed to enjoy it. Don't you think so?
Yes. What a mob we had. It was fun, though.
Did you enjoy it yourself? Would you like a scotch?
Just a little one.
Take a sip of mine.
Grazie.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you for everything.
Oh, I'm so sleepy. Fosca, hold on. Can we be at the house in about half an hour?
Oh, less than that.
I hope so. Fosca, we'll see you in 30 minutes or maybe less. Yeah. You speak to me as though I were still a child. Yeah. I'm sure. Anyway, don't worry. We'll be there. She says everything's in order, and there are 2 telegrams.
Oh, from your brother?
No. Johnny telephoned from London to ask Fosca when we were arriving. They must be from our relatives in Florence.
Thank you.
Grazie.
Grazie.
Arrivederci.
So out of the whole family, you'll meet our old maid and my father's relatives. I hardly know them. Still see the old terracing. Here we are. That's the San Francesco gate. Volterra. You see, there's Cecina in the sea. There, the old Etruscan walls. We're here. Fosca.
Signorina, signora, I'm coming down.
How are you, Fosca? You're looking well.
Thank you, signora.
Is
fine.
everything all right?
Everything's all right in the house. But the gardeners haven't
I'll see about
finished.
it
They're
later.
So slow.
Go and meet my husband, Andrew Dawson.
Buonasera.
Buonasera. Magnificent.
Excuse me. Will you give these to the signora?
Certainly. But first I'll go and get the baggage.
May I help you, signore?
No, don't bother. I'll only bring up what we need for the next couple of days. I'll put the car in the garage.
Are you leaving so soon?
Couple of days.
Just like Signorino Gianni, he comes and goes like the wind, too. Here one day, gone the next. I wish you'd stay longer.
You say the Signora's brother does get here once in a while?
Signorino Gianni? Of course. Signora Sandra, she hasn't been here lately, but we've seen Signorino Gianni often, especially the last year or two. Last year he stayed much longer. He was with us all through Easter time.
You're mistaken. Last Easter, Gianni was sick in London. We wanted him to come to our wedding. Remember, we telephoned.
That's right. Of course I do. I even spoke to him myself.
I know that at the Easter time he was here. He arrived on Good Friday, and he stayed through the whole month of April. I know he was right here when they took the mistress to Palagione.
And was he here other times before that?
Before and after, Signora. I was just telling that to your husband. He comes quite often. Didn't you know that?
No. No, I didn't know. I wasn't told.
Sandra, this place is really a palace. I wasn't expecting it. Makes me feel like I was in a museum. Oh, excuse me, I forgot. If you tell me which valises you want, I'll get them. You'll want your negligee.
What about my stepfather, Signor Gilardini?
Your stepfather? He sent you those flowers. Didn't you notice them? He said he didn't want to disturb you when you just arrived. Tomorrow he'll see you at the municipal hall, and then he'll tell you all the news of the signora. I visited her often at the clinic. She's better off now that she's living at the villa. The poor thing. He doesn't want me to see her. He believes I make her sad. He says I remind her of the old days, no good for her. The doctors objected, you know. They've been so careful. She's treated very well. Oh, your friend Dr. Fornari, he's the assistant to Professor Zanuti. He must see her every day. He's wonderful. Oh, he explained it to me, Signora. Your mother was too isolated at the clinic. You have no reason to worry.
Very well. Thank you, Fosca.
I have the dining room set up, Signora. Would you like me to sleep in tonight in case the people from Florence come?
No. No one is coming from Florence.
Darling, look at me.
What do you want?
Come on, smile.
All right, stop it now. Come in and sit down. Come on. Come on, that's enough.
That's better. You'll laugh, Sandra. I got lost again trying to find you. This is the strangest house. Somehow it's like you, in a way.
No. No, stop it. No, no more.
All right, darling, I won't.
I'm not sure you meant that as a compliment.
Sure I did.
All right, then. Why can't we stay here forever? Why not? Forever.
All right. It's a good idea.
Now you're worried. Poor Andrew. I thought you said that was a compliment.
Well, I did.
Don't make excuses now. Better to be quiet.
Well, anyway, I made you laugh.
I'm sorry, darling. Excuse me. I don't understand those 2 telegrams. I don't understand anything. I shouldn't talk about it. Why don't we take a walk in the garden? We ought to see what they've been doing. It needed so much work.
I don't know what we'll be able to see. It's so dark out.
We'll turn on the hall lights. We'll be able to see enough. I'll put on a wrap, all right?
Yes, all right.
No, you can't go that way. That wing's been closed off for years.
What?
It's my mother's apartment. It's been closed since she became ill.
I see.
Andrew, maybe we could visit with her tomorrow.
I'd like to.
Come, let's go out.
Sandra, I think I saw some.
I'm sorry to disillusion you, but there are no ghosts here.
Sandra.
Johnny. When did you get here? Johnny, did Fosca know you were coming?
Fosca's my accomplice.
No, they're not coming.
Hmm? Who's not coming?
Father's family, Papa's brother. There were 2 telegrams when we got here with their excuses.
They're all senile. They won't travel anymore.
No, they're through with us. They don't want to see us again.
It's Mother's fault. Can you blame them? I'm Johnny, your brother-in-law.
Well, so I imagined. We're delighted to have you here with us. So he's here, huh? Is that the bust of your father? Excuse me a minute. I'd like to see what the inscription says.
If you don't mind, I'd better go and change my clothes now.
Johnny, we've come to the house to do our duty before it's too late to make some order out of things.
I know that's what you came for. But I better give you my part of the picture right away. Here you are.
I don't understand.
Just look.
What are these papers?
Read them. I suppose Fosca has told you that every once in a while I descend upon the house like a falcon.
Yes, Fosca told me. And I was very surprised I didn't know that before.
Your husband. He'll think we deserted him. What's his name?
Andrew.
Ah. Andrew?
Yes, here I am.
Nice fellow, your husband. I was just telling Sandra you're a nice fellow.
Well, thanks, but isn't it a little too soon to judge? We just met.
They're usually correct, one's first impressions.
Huh?
Yes. Has Sandra been a good wife?
Sure.
Before she left here, she couldn't do anything. Disorganized, lazy.
That's true. Disorganized, lazy, that's our Sandra.
Strange. I thought marriage would change her. I hope Sandra made these things clear before you were married.
Oh, she told me everything.
You mean she told you all?
Please, Johnny. Explain this. I don't understand.
They're the receipts for the things I've sold. I've always needed money, all through the years. You know, with the little I earn and the pittance I get from Gilardini, it's hard to get along. I don't know whether Sandra told you. I've chosen a difficult career. Very ambitious. I could easily fail.
Yes, Sandra's told me. You're a versatile sort of fellow.
She means that I'm good for nothing. It's true. Oh, yes, I used to be like that. A million hobbies, yes, nothing much, really. I wanted to justify myself, so I began to write for newspapers. Oh, trivial society gossip. I get around, but nothing serious. Then I made an interesting discovery. I was a born writer. So I began to write a book, you see? My editor thinks it's pretty good.
What's it about?
It's hard to describe. Oh, it's memories. It's the story of my adolescent years.
Are you serious?
There, you see, she simply never had any faith in her brother. When I'm rich and famous, then you'll believe me. But unfortunately, that day is still far off. So, when I'm broke, I come back here and take things to sell or pawn. You haven't had time to notice that there's silver missing, and that painting is supposed to be a Raphael.
Oh, Johnny.
Ah, you're shocked, are you? This is all Sandra's and mine, but I couldn't dispose of my share until I came of age. I shouldn't have done it without permission from Sandra and our guardian, but I did it anyway. What a nerve, huh? But I shall repay you all, Sandra. With interest, if you like.
If you ask me, you were right. Perfectly right.
What about Gilardini? Does he know?
But of course. Yes, it may sound funny, but he thinks you know.
But why didn't you say anything to me in your letters?
I didn't want you to worry about me. Tell me the truth, Andrew. Do you think I should live like a pauper? Every 2 months to have to come back to this rich, elegant place? To dig up a little money to live? The time has come to make a decision. Tomorrow our gardens will be dedicated as a public park, in memory of our father. Someone will enjoy this place at least. But how about the house? Just watch and wait? Until it falls away? What, another donation? We couldn't afford the park. A museum will buy the antiques. And I'm sure we can rent the house. If the idea of selling it upsets you.
Well, do you have something in mind, Johnny?
Well, yes. But I won't make any major decisions without your consent, you know?
I don't want to be bothered with it.
Sandra.
Don't go away, Sandra. I'm sorry. If I've said or done anything to annoy you, forgive me. Please forgive me.
First of all, I don't like you undressing in front of me that way. Where do you think you are, in a bathroom?
Eh? Huh. Quite correct, Senora. 1,000 apologies. I'll finish dressing and be right with you. 1 minute. Well, lady of the house, aren't you going to offer us something to drink?
I don't think there's any liquor in the house.
Naturally, just like Fosca, not to think of it. Then let's go into town. We'll stop for a drink at the bar. Have you been there yet?
No, I haven't been anywhere.
She wants to keep you shut up in a cage, huh? You better put your foot down.
Don't be stupid, Johnny. You two go out.
Why?
It's so late, I don't want to go out. Oh, I'm so tired.
Well, then, why can't we all stay home?
Go, darling. I'll go to bed.
That's wonderful. I haven't seen you in months. We have so much to talk about. 1,000 things. But you want to retire.
That's right. The 1,000 things we'll keep until the morning. Then we'll all be rested and calm. While you're at the bar, will you please order some liquor for the house? And try not to make too much noise when you come in.
I'm afraid I'll wake you.
No, darling, you won't wake me. I'll sleep in my old room. I don't think I can sleep in the guest room.
For hundreds of years, landslides have been swallowing this old town. Houses, churches, ancient walls, even Etruscan cemeteries. All kinds of experts have been called in, but no one's been able to do anything about it. There, you see? That's San Giusto. Volterra is the only town I know that's condemned to die of disease, like most human beings. No, be careful. Landslides happen even down here. Look over there. That's the old abbey. The monks had to leave because they were in constant danger of being buried alive. This is the church of San Giusto, 16th century at its best. Beautiful, isn't it?
Let's sit down a minute. Town's fascinating. You're a wonderful guy, but I can't seem to concentrate. You know, I'm very much in love with your sister.
I'm happy to hear it. Good.
Naturally, she's spoken to me about you and your family. But for me, Sandra was born the day that I met her in Geneva. She had a job as an interpreter in the place where I worked.
Was she capable?
Yeah, she was good, nothing special. But the enormous courage she showed when we were investigating the camp at Auschwitz, talking to survivors. There weren't many, but a few were imprisoned about the same time your father was. Before we started the investigations, I thought I knew everything about your sister. There was one man there, a complete stranger to me and to your sister, too. I was amazed at her questions. There was an undercurrent I couldn't fathom. She was trying to recapture something, I don't know what. You ever been in love?
It happens to everyone.
Then you must know how great a man's curiosity can be about the woman he loves. He wants to know every detail of her life.
Yes, but that curiosity is bound to wane. You love a woman not for what she was or will be, but for what she is.
I used to think that way, too, but now I don't want Sandra and me to have any secrets from each other. I do wish you'd tell me something about your sister. About her life here.
You mean you'd like a description of her lovers? Or of her first pangs of passion?
I wouldn't dream of asking about that.
All right, then, what do you want to know?
Well, I'm not sure myself. I mean the kind of life your family lived here. Don't forget, I'm a foreigner. A town like this, it's so different from any provincial town in my country.
Only superficially. Life in a provincial town is the same all over the world. The same sense of desperation. You think it's impossible that you felt that way when you're not here. Only it closes in on you again. The moment you come back. Maybe even after 100 years. What would you like?
A beer.
Oh, buonasera, signorina. How are you? Welcome home.
Thank you. Brazzi, how are you?
Not bad. Is it true that Signorina Sandra is back, too?
It's true. This is her husband, Andrew Dodson.
Oh, a pleasure. Pleased to meet you.
Marietta, give us 2 beers and send a few bottles of whiskey up to the house.
See right away.
Andrew, I have a surprise for you. Your wife's first lover is here. No, better not look. His father was our broker. We were children together. Sandra was ambitious for him. She made him work. Now he's a doctor. An important one, assistant to Dr. Zanuti. Would you like to meet him?
Why not?
You mean it?
Sure.
Johnny, how are you?
You look wonderful. Can you spare a minute to meet someone?
Of course.
Come on. I'd like you to meet Andrew Dodson, Sandra's husband.
Ah, buonasera.
How do you do?
He's the most fortunate of mortals. He wed my sister.
I'd like to see her. How is she?
I go this way, don't I?
Yes, that's right. Never mind. I'll lock up.
This place is so enormous, I'll never get used to it.
I know. It is big, but it's home. You go on. I want to check the doors.
Can I help you?
No, never mind. Take me a minute.
Well, I'll see you in the morning.
Yes, we're due at the municipal hall at 10.
Oh, yes.
Do you know where your room is?
I think I can find it. Good night.
Good night.
Pietro, I was afraid to see her without you. You look marvelous.
So do you. Even more beautiful.
Grazie. Mama? Tomorrow is my father's birthday.
Your Honor, the wedding party is becoming impatient. They've been waiting since then. Couldn't you perform the ceremony? The signor is so late. Take them first.
Do you mind? It'll only take a few minutes.
Here she is.
A fine way to honor your father's birthday. An hour and a half late. Your Honor, this is my sister.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Do you know Signor Notoriani?
Yes, I believe we met.
There's the form, Signora Dodson. Will you be good enough to read it? Signor Gilardini has already seen it.
Yes, it seems in order.
Why not, with all you clever lawyers? How can any ignorant layman object? Will you kindly excuse me?
Why don't you leave me alone? What do you want of me? You only want to humiliate me. You haven't seen me in 4 years now. Ah, you slither in like a serpent. You think you can take advantage because I'm sick? Oh, I'll tell Antonio that you deliberately came here to insult me. He'll punish you.
If you wish, we can proceed to the signing of the documents.
We're deeply indebted to you. What a memorial to your father. Your garden will make the loveliest park in Italy. Your father was a great scientist, but he was also a great humanitarian. And I know that he would be proud of what you've done for the town of Volterra. Perhaps this gift of yours will be some compensation for his dreadful, senseless death.
You're frightened, aren't you? Your father. You don't want to know the truth about that illustrious man. Why do you wear that Star of David, huh? Because you're a Jew like him. Just as corrupt, filthy, diseased, stinking, full of secret vices.
My brother and I believed in him. We don't believe in testimonials, but he died by violence and he wanted to live in peace. Let everyone breathe the air he was once allowed.
I think everything is in order now, Your Honor.
Did you see, Mother?
Where I've marked it, Signora.
I guess that's it, Your Honor.
So the dedication will be tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I'm not a very good speaker. I beg your pardon in advance. I'll try to do my best, Signora.
Grazie.
Till tomorrow, then.
Good
Grazie.
to see you.
Arrivederci, signor Notoriani.
Buongiorno.
Ah, wonderful, Pietro. Just the one I was looking for. I'm not going to waste time. May I ask what got into your stupid head, Doctor?
What is it? What are you shouting about,
perfectly well
Signor
you must
Giardini?
first ask for permission before you visit my wife. What did you come
Signor
here for?
Giardini?
To justify yourself? Is that it?
I asked the doctor to come with me.
Yes. I hear you want to create some kind of scandal. Your mama's not treated well enough. You're saying everywhere that I had her removed from the clinic for my own personal benefit. I'm not supposed to be thinking of her good, am I, Sandra?
Nobody ever said anything like that.
Of
You're
course
unfair.
I did. You can ask Sandra. Do you think I want a scandal? There's a point where one has to talk. I think we'd better have things out. Yes, it's time that we did. No?
I should like to very much.
Perhaps we can do it some other time, in a better place, more calmly.
Gianni's quite right. We'll speak about this calmly, but at another time and place. Let's try not to lose our tempers. We won't talk rashly. We might very well regret it later.
Let's go.
We were so young, we didn't understand what happened. Maybe subconsciously. Oh, but now I know for sure. It was they who denounced my father. Yes, my mother and Gilardini. I know it. Because when the report came through that my father had been murdered, my mother wouldn't talk to Gilardini. To forget, she gave herself to any man who was available. I wonder if she even hesitated with a Nazi.
And then she married Gilardini.
Yes, later. Later. Much later. Gilardini knew how to wait. He knew very well, in spite of all her lovers, her disappearances, her reappearances, her frenzy, and her guilt, that she'd finally give in to him. And that's just what happened. My mother became ill. And then he married her. Gilardini decided to be the master. He decided it was necessary to make order in the family. He worried about our education. Neither mother nor father believed in school. We always had a governess who taught us at home. Gilardini decided to send Gianni to boarding school in Florence. And I went to school at the convent. He wanted us both out of the house. He thought we were too critical.
Well, that's quite understandable.
Gianni wrote a letter right away to Mama. He said he preferred to be dead than to be evicted so cruelly. He went and took some Veronal. Suicide, a bluff. I helped him. Encouraged it too. Is it normal for children to play such desperate games, to need revenge so badly? But the atmosphere we grew up in wasn't normal. Oh, but imagine Gilardini blowing it into a scandal, throwing it in Johnny's face. For years he taunted Johnny. You don't speak to a criminal like that. Anyway, though, Johnny came home. Mama brought Johnny back, and he went to school in town. I was so happy. Maybe it was bad, perverse. Only we began not to speak in Gilardini's presence. Then we made believe we didn't see each other. We invented a kind of game. We had such fun with it. We communicated secretly. We wrote messages to one another. We hid our notes all over. All kinds of nooks. Should I show you where, for instance?
If you like.
Come. Oh, a place like this where no one ever looks. We might hide one in there. A vase, you know?
That was a rather morbid game, wasn't it?
Why morbid? Not at all.
Where are you going?
Come along. Sometimes we stuck one in here. You see? Come. In Mother's room. This Cupid and Psyche clock. What did you find?
A note.
Important. Urgent. I, your faithful slave, will await you at the water tower. Make sure no one follows you. It can't be so important or urgent since it's waited all these years.
All these years?
Why? Andrew, what are you thinking?
I'm not thinking anything.
Do you know who that was that I was supposed to see at the water tower? It was Pietro, our agent's son. We were so in love, and Gianni protected us. We couldn't be open about it. The family would have disapproved. They thought he was too lowly.
Yes, Johnny spoke to me.
What else did he say?
He told me that the sordidness of provincial life seems impossible when you're away from it for a while. But you come back, even if years and years have passed. You're thrown right back into it. My darling, I don't want that to happen to you, Sandra. You know, that was all so long ago. No matter what your mother may have done, look at her condition now. Besides, who knows whether your theory is right? What you've told me proves absolutely nothing. Of course, you and Johnny are hostile toward Gilardini. It's what every child feels towards a stepfather or a stepmother. It's a natural reaction. Sandra, I want to get you away from this place as soon as possible.
You're jealous of the phantoms in this house, my darling.
Yes, I'm jealous of everything. Something is frightening me. As though there was something between us. I'm afraid.
But I love you. You know that. I love you. I love you.
Oscar, the Signora is resting. Don't disturb her. I'm going out for a while.
Very good, signore.
Johnny? 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 Where are you?
Sandra, why are you so late? Are you sure nobody noticed you coming over here?
I'm sure. But I warn you, Johnny. Andrew found the note.
Never mind.
Why did you ask me here?
Because I wanted to prove something. Wanted you to prove it.
You have something to say.
So many things. I thought we'd talked last night, but you were locked in your room.
Ah, it was you there?
Yes. You lock your door to defend yourself from Andrew. Poor fellow. Is that how you treat him? I thought you loved him.
I do, Johnny. I do love him. Let's go back to the house. We can talk there.
This is our house.
It was. Not anymore. What do you want?
Let me borrow it. Just for today.
No. Stop it, Johnny. Stop it. Fool. You fool. You're mad. You're mad. Give it back. Right now.
No, just until tonight.
Please! This is ridiculous. You have no conscience. You went and left me to see Mama alone.
Two monsters. Two monsters, my children. Yes, my children. I tell you, Johnny was always hiding. Right behind the door. May you don't believe me. Everybody knows that my son and daughter are monsters. Monsters! My enemies!
Please don't tell me about it. I might hate you. Don't, please. Do you remember the first time we came down here? The wind closed the door behind us. You were so scared you began to cry. Because you thought no one would ever come to let us out.
That was when you still cared about me.
But I still do, Sandra. I swear it. Look in Mother's room.
What's there?
It's my book. Read it, and you'll understand. Don't you believe me? Read it, Sandra, and you'll understand. You'll know why I don't want to hear about your visit to Mother. Let's call it a closed chapter. You see, Sandra, I think I'm finally free of some things. Forever.
I'm sorry to involve you in this, Signor Dodson. I'm sure you have enough on your mind. But you seem a person of intelligence, a gentleman. I was anxious to talk to you because I wanted to ask a favor of you. I would like you to take charge of the administration of my stepchildren's business affairs. Their inheritance, that is. I don't intend to be bothered with it any longer. I'm sick of it. I'll send you over the documents. I don't want to see them ever again. You can tell them.
Signor Gilardini, I understand you're bringing another lawyer over to the house today. Wouldn't it be better if you spoke to Johnny and Sandra yourself?
No. I will never step foot in that house again. You have no idea what I have gone through for those children and for their mother. Mr. Dodson, if it hadn't been for me, their inheritance would have gone up in smoke. As it is, it's safe and sound. And as for that poor sick lady, I'm sure that you can imagine just what would have become of her if I hadn't been there, if it weren't for me. And I mean to take care of her all her life. God wills, that is. Aye. And my income isn't great. I don't need anyone.
I think you really must talk to Sandra and Johnny. Too many misunderstandings. They should be cleared up.
Misunderstandings? You call them misunderstandings, bah. You think it's a joke? Slandering me? I'm supposed to disregard their insinuations?
I beg you. Signor Gilardini, I beg you.
It's their upbringing, their terrible education. Oh, I know it. And I blame myself. I knew what was right. I shouldn't have given in.
I know what you're thinking of. Sandra told me about it.
She did she?
Sure. Well, about Johnny's difficult boyhood, the fake suicide to win over his mother, the anxiety he caused. Such things often happen at that age, you know.
Not that often.
Oh, they do. Sandra also told me about her affair with the son of your agent, Dr. Fornari. All water under the bridge now.
Poor Dr. Fornari, Signor Dodson. Dr. Fornari not only loved Sandra, he worshipped her. And it's quite understandable. I mean, it's not surprising. When Sandra was 16, she was as beautiful as she is today. And besides, she was much higher on the social scale. Yes, of course I can understand it.
I understand, too. And I can understand how Sandra's mother opposed any relationship between them. Oh, small-town gossip. Same old story.
That wasn't the real trouble. It was something else that ravaged my wife's family. A sinister thing.
What? Can you tell me?
Well, then, nothing to say? Is what I've written so awful? It seems to me not so bad. Not bad at all.
Who else has seen this ugly thing?
My editor. Of course. Wait until it's published.
It won't be published.
But why not? You're not taking it personally by any chance. It's imaginary. It's pure fiction. I wanted to write a novel.
No one who reads it'll think it's only fantasy.
It doesn't matter. A few louts from town, and I'll be damned if I'll worry about them. According to you, we should hide ourselves in shame for a sin we never committed. You're a petty bourgeois, Sandra. Well, I'm not. What people think isn't my business. They want something to gossip about, all right. They can have their scandal. Can you imagine their faces when they read this? My desire grew and grew, like a burgeoning flower. Without thinking, I threw myself upon my sister. We embraced each other like enemies in a violent and futile quest for satisfaction. That's writing, no?
Stop it. I'm sick of you. What do you want? How much more do you want to destroy?
More? What have you left me? Now you want me to give up success and money, too. If all my readers react as strongly as you, I think my novel should be very successful, a classic.
All right. How much do you want?
I only want to ask you one thing. Why don't you want it published?
Because your book could be a weapon in the hands of our enemies.
Is that the only reason?
And what's happening now?
Why have you been avoiding me these last years?
I might ask you the same thing. You didn't manage to come to my wedding either. You came here instead.
I was so bewildered. I don't know what went on the day of your wedding. I became ill, some kind of convulsion. Romantic, a Byronic hero. Did this happen when I was a child? Did I walk these long halls endlessly, so frightened and so lonely? And yet I came back. It's been so long since I've seen you, Sandra. I'd managed somehow to forget you. I told myself I wouldn't think of you. I'd see the world, I'd fall in love. And I did. So many times that it's not important. A new life, everything changed. No more of the past, ever. Ever again. So that's the way it was. No past, no you. Beautiful women, travel, emptiness. Until you wrote you were getting married. And all at once, everything came back. Our talks together, our silences, my anguish, loneliness, terror, the walks we took on the terrace, the sleepless nights, and most of all, how happy I was with you. A feeling from the depths of my childhood, because you were afraid too, of loneliness, darkness, the sound of a particular voice. Was this passion? What does a child know about passion? It's a grown-up emotion, isn't it? I'm grown up, and I'm still bewildered. Help me, Sandra. Only you can understand me. We have the same memories. We had the same innocence. We hear the same music. All right, I wasn't writing a fairy story, a fable. Perhaps it was a dream that you would always be there, close by. But now I'm an adult. Why must the dream go on and on, haunting me?
I can't help you.
Stay with me. You can't, you mustn't leave me.
I can't stay with you, Johnny. You know, Johnny, I was looking through Mama's papers, and I found a letter you wrote when you were a child. You were only 9 or so. Mama had been off on one of her concert tours. She was in Austria. You wrote, "Dearest Mama, so glad that you managed to get to Vienna. Sandra and I have been good. We've already done our exercises. I'd better admit one thing to you. I broke the new toy. The little boat you gave me. I don't want you to be angry. I've been so busy gardening. When she got back here again, she brought such wonderful things. Didn't she? Andrew. Andrew?
Ah, Sandra. I hope you don't mind. I've asked Gilardini and Dr. Fornari to have dinner with us tonight. At 8. Try to be pleasant, will you?
Your husband was quite right to ask Gilardini. Yes, we ought to try to make things better, not worse. Sandra, be pleasant for once, will you? It'll be a relief for everybody. The light isn't awfully good here, is it? It's the best I can do. Sandra, do you want a drink? It's better than fluorescent lighting anyway. I can't stand fluorescent lighting. Does everyone in America use it?
In offices and bars, yes. But not in more elegant places.
Marvelous. Did you know that light, according to its intensity, and therefore its heat, can affect humans clinically? I'll bet you didn't know something. It's interesting. Red is an aphrodisiac.
No, I hadn't heard.
Sandra, I'm sorry I can't stay for dinner. I just stopped by to make my apologies. I'm on duty at the hospital tonight.
No, wait a minute. You must eat first. Why don't you insist, Sandra? You can't say no to Sandra.
Unfortunately, I have to say no, even to her.
It's the end of the world. He doesn't love you anymore. You should protest.
I'm sorry, Sandra. You know I'd say if I could.
It doesn't matter, Pietro. I understand.
Buonasera. How are you, senor?
Buonasera. Darling, what's wrong?
Nothing.
It's my fault. She's so angry at me. She thinks I'm the worst author alive. I was wrong to show her my book. But you know, some people think it's good. And tonight I'm really happy. I finally found the single thing I missed. The title. Vaghe, Stella dell'Orsa. It's Leopardi. You must know it. The beautiful stars of the Great Bear.
No.
But naturally. Why should you know it? Vaghe, Stella dell'Orsa. At night I used to creep into the garden and count the stars of the Great Bear. Or watch it shining over the trees from the window. Why did I return to this unhappy, sick place of my childhood? To grope through its shadows, to fall under the spell of its constellation again.
Signor Giraldini's here.
Ask him to come in.
Si, signora.
Ciao.
Buonasera. Buonasera, signor Giraldini.
Buonasera, signor Dodson.
Please.
I'll tell you, my dear, I was so angry with you, Sandra, that I swore I would never enter this house again as long as I lived. There, you see, I'm being frank with you. But your husband was so understanding. I had a talk with him, you know. So generous, he insisted that I come. Well, I'm here with my hand out. Let's try to be on good terms for the sake of everyone. No? Ciao, Johnny.
Ciao. Signor Giraldini, won't you come inside and have a drink?
Of course, with pleasure.
I'm sorry, Sandra. I really must go. It's getting late.
You're a funny fellow, Pietro. You'll never change.
Let him go if he wants to.
You see, she defends you. Just like when we were children.
I wish you'd manage to stay, Doctor, and tell Sandra your opinion. Sandra, as I told you, I had a long talk today with Signor...
Giraldini.
Excuse me, Signor Giraldini. A momentary lapse. Water?
Yes, if you please.
Everybody feels that your mother should go back to the clinic, that she might do better there than at the villa.
I know Pietro wants her to go back there. He told me his opinion this morning.
And you think I talked him into it, don't you?
Excuse me, Signor Giraldini, but I'd rather speak for myself. Yes, I told you, I think the clinic is better for her. Signor Giraldini had nothing to do with it. It's true. She has more luxuries at home. But I want to try some new methods. I need the staff at the clinic to help me. She seemed to come to life this morning after you visited her. I saw a glimmer of hope. I think I can do what I want to do more easily, in an impersonal atmosphere. That doesn't mean we want to isolate her, Sandra. It's for her good.
Yes. All day your mother has been insisting to the nurse and to me, with a clarity we haven't heard before, that tomorrow, whether we like it or not, she is going to the ceremony. So, she understands what is happening. She seems to remember. Until now, she'd forget everything she was told in a few minutes. Isn't that right, Doctor?
That's right.
You don't mean to tell me you're really bringing Mother to the ceremony? What do you expect to gain? I know you. To make sure she won't blurt out the truth, you'll pump her full of sedatives.
What do you mean, Sandra? What are you hinting at?
Exactly what I said.
Please, Sandra. We're here together because we want to come to some agreement. Not to start quarreling all over again.
You think that's what she wants, huh? You heard her, didn't you? I know her quite well. Oh, it's not so hard to figure out what's going on under that hostile look, that merciless face of hers. I don't think she wants an agreement. Let's speak clearly.
Yes, clearly.
That's right. But if anyone tries to be open with you, to discuss things, you just evade it. Your eyes become like steel. You're unreasonable, and you're aggressive.
Signor Giraldini.
But what is this truth you think your mother might expose? I know only one truth, only one. That's the one you want to conceal. That's the truth, Sandra. I wonder whether you know what you are doing. Now I see the kind of a game you're playing.
Please, calm down.
Yes, you make accusations against your mother and me, your stepfather. We committed a horrible crime. Of course, to make yourself look pure and innocent. To hide the filth that we've tried to cover up for years. We've tried the way cats push piles of sand over their own excrement. Oh, no. To hell with you and your perversions.
Signor Giraldini, please. I beg you. Wait a minute. Listen, you said you'd speak frankly. You must tell me what you meant. I can't let you leave until I know what you meant.
Yes, tell him everything. Go ahead. Do you think I care? I have no one to count on, nobody. Nobody who cares. My brother. Not even you.
Yes, not even your brother. Did you expect help there? How foolish. But did you tell Johnny that it was I alone who got you out of trouble time and time again. If he wants proof, I'll happily supply it to him. I could put your knight-errant in jail with what I know. And don't think I still might not do it. The point to which we come. He thinks all he has to do is whine about his life, threaten to commit suicide, blame everything on his abnormal heredity and his abnormal incestuous love. I wouldn't call it a joking matter.
What do you want?
Look at me. Why don't you answer him?
Because there's nothing to say.
You have to say something. Don't you want to defend yourself?
Please.
Why can't you say anything, you swine?
No! Andrew, don't!
Stop it, Andrew.
No! No!
That's enough. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Stop. Stop.
Andrew, leave him alone. Don't hurt him. Please, please don't hurt him. Please leave him alone. That's enough. You've punished him enough. Enough. That's enough. You believe that? Is that how you trust me? Your wedding vow.
Are you implying I didn't believe in our wedding vow, the girl that I married? I'd give everything, anything to be able to go on believing. But don't you see? I'm ashamed to rummage around in your past. I'm afraid of your ghost, Sandra. I'm afraid.
You mean I'm a ghost too, Andrew, is that right?
I don't want to say anything more, Sandra. Let it be.
I can't let it be, Andrew. There are a few things I must tell you. It may help you to understand. Johnny and I separated a few years ago. And I found myself alone. Alone in the world. Oh, I was so desperate. And yet when he wrote to me, asking me, begging me to join him again, I refused. I couldn't. All the lies, the gossip, the slander. I felt that doom had actually befallen us. It didn't matter we'd done nothing. Nothing to reproach ourselves for. But who would believe in our loyalty? Who would believe that our loyalty was to him? We were united in a single passion. The memory of a man. Our father. And our Jewish heritage.
Sandra, the past can't help us. Let go of it. Oh, darling, 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 we must go away now.
No. Do you really expect that we can go on living together? After this, is there really anything more to say? Go away, Andrew.
No.
What's the use, my darling, if you don't even want to talk about it? And I'm so tired. The same old story. I know you love me. And I know how hard it is for you to trust me. How you try to forget your fear and panic. You think it might be true what they say in Volterra. No, it's impossible, Andrew. No. You mustn't stay. You don't. I belong here. I shall do my penance. I know I won't forget, nor beg forgiveness, because I won't forgive.
Sandra.
Andrew's left, Johnny.
A magnificent exit. You see? No one helps you when you need help, Sandra. Exit scene. La commedia è finita. Poor Sandra. What are you going to do now? Run after him? Throw out a dragnet and put him on a leash? Listen to me, Sandra. We'll stay here together. The two of us, as though these last years had never been. Stay with me a few days. And then decide.
But aren't you ashamed?
Why? Should I be ashamed because I have the courage to admit what you don't dare to think? Admit it! Tell the truth to yourself, at least. What is it? Are you suddenly afraid of God?
Let me alone, Johnny, let me alone.
Why can't you be honest for once? Did God tell you to become a nun? Did he tell you to get married and that would satisfy you? Did he tell you that nuns are sick with desire and frustration? That they're willing to mortify their flesh? Oh, why must you torment yourself? Why should you feel so full of guilt, so wretched and alone? Why should we be denied any joy? And don't turn on those who won't share your guilt. That will make you more wretched and alone. Any psychologist can tell you what you did. You were terrified to see me, but you needed so desperately to identify with me. To keep hold of your past, so you went to the concentration camps to reconstruct Father's Calvary. You hid your love for me under a mask of self-sacrifice. You persecuted a poor sick woman. You badgered an ineffective, helpless man because of me. You even sent your husband away, and he loves you the way I do. You may think I'm cynical, corrupt, but I'm honest. And I'm still capable of a grand gesture. I burned my book for you. You're so lovely, so soft. Let's be the way we were before. Help me. Stay with me. Don't leave me. Don't desert me again. I implore you. I burned my book for you, Sandra. I did. I'll do anything for you, but don't leave me. Don't leave me. If you do, I'll kill myself, I swear it. No, not the way it was the time before. I'll really do it. If you go unfinished, there's nothing left for me.
Johnny,
everything will be over.
Don't say it.
You don't believe me. I prepared everything. You see? You don't believe me. I'll kill myself, I swear it. You'll be sorry. I can't live anymore without you near me. Sandra.
You're already dead for me, Johnny.
Sandra, I'm leaving for Rome, and we'll go on to New York tomorrow. Is there any need to tell you that from this moment on, I shall do nothing but wait for you? I don't want to make any demands upon you. I know you need to be alone for a while. But think, my darling, and perhaps you'll discover that the past can be the foundation for a brighter future. I pray that the choice you make will bring you back to me. I will always love you, Andrew.
Andrew.
Sandra, I'm so alone, so miserable. I'm waiting for you. Waiting for you. Why have you stopped loving me? Why do I revolt you so? I've fallen into an abyss. The blackest hell one can imagine. I'm frightened, Sandra. I'm so afraid. My poor mother, my father. But why? Why should I die? My sister and I, we didn't do it. Sandra, help me. Help me. I don't want to die. I'm afraid to be dead. Forgive me, God. I don't want to meet those ghosts. That loneliness. Again. Help me, Sandra. Sandra! Do you want me to die? Give me. Give me. Oh, my Sandra. Sandra.
It was like yesterday, April 1942.
Your prayer is mine too, Andrew, that we be together again. You put me to the test and I've not betrayed your trust. I shall see you soon, free from ghosts and remorse. Love, Sandra.
I think we should begin the ceremony now. It's past time.
Very good, signor.
You can place the wreath. Signore e signori, this is our first official tribute to a famous citizen of Volterra, to the great scientist who died at the hands of the Nazis.
Buongiorno,
Buongiorno.
signora.
Posca, tell Signorino Gianni I've gone ahead to the ceremony. It's quite late.
Si, signora. Signorino? Signorino Gianni? Signorino?
For his achievements and his genius, but we're not honoring him for that alone. He was a warm, sympathetic personality. When Emanuele Valdo Luzzoti appeared on the streets of Volterra, every shopkeeper, every clerk, every housewife and child recognized a friend.
Doctor? Doctor?
What?
I can't find Signorino Gianni. I've been knocking on his door.
Have you looked around? In the bathroom?
No, I only knocked on his door.
Let's see. No, he's not there.
Look, that door's not usually open.
No, Fosca. This way.
Emanuele Valdo Luzzoti. Shalach l'chaye ha'olam haba im nefesh Avraham Yitzhak v'Yaakov asher nishmatam began Eden. El malei rachamim shochet b'mromim hamtzeh menucha nechona tachat kanfei hashchina b'ma'alot kedoshim u'tohorim k'zohar harakia mazirim et nishmat Emanuele Valdo Luzzoti sheholach le'olamo. Ba'avur shekol b'nei mishpachto nadru tzedakah ba'avur haskarat nishmato lachen bal harachamim yaskirehu b'seter knafav le'olamim. Began Eden tehei menuchato v'yanuach b'shalom al mishkavo v'nomar amen.
Amen.